Oh yeah, and dear diarrhea, diarrhea full of shit. Just play along with myself and I, and no one else. So yo, I'm so legit. I forgot to mention in my last audio presentation because it became a long-winded one. And the thing is, I've said all that shit before. You know, someone like Fucko will listen to that in its entirety. But basically, it may have been a while ago, but I mean, I said kind of some new shit, about the cooking and stuff, and I'm kind of maybe not the best communicator, like usually I'll catch it, like wait a minute, you're saying have kids work with sharp blades, on cooking food processing equipment? No, not unless you think they can handle it. Like really, like I said, 7 years old is a pretty good age to be able to reach down there with your little paw and remove something. 4 or 5 is not. You'll look at something, maybe the cat will jump on the counter or something, because every family has to have a mama bear, a papa bear, two kids, um, a dog and a cat as the family dog. And then as the kids get older, they can have personalized, smaller pets, such as a guinea pig or a gerbil or a goldfish. Nothing that can go wrong, though. No spiders, no snakes, anything stupid like that. Something that could get out. Those are dumb pets anyway. They're not really pets, like fish, and stuff. You just look at them. Fish are kind of a pain in the ass because you got to clean the cage, once a week or whatever. But anyway, but I bought a bunch of. See, I drink flavored seltzer water, so I don't drink so much pop because I like the carbonated beverage. But I also have just unflavored seltzer water, club soda, call it what you will. And I like that. I like just, I like the bubbles. But I've started kind of experimenting with like filling a glass like 90% full and then adding a little cranberry juice on top. So, see, the thing about juice is it's, yes, it's juice, but it's got a lot of sugar and shit in it too. Right? It's a diuretic, it's just, it is what it is. There's no cheat. Um, but so mostly it's club soda, but with a little bit of cranberry flavor, and it just sinks down to the bottom. Just sort of swirl it around a little bit. I have tried that Mio stuff, and apparently it's kind of all right. But I don't really exactly know what's all in that. And I use less than what they recommend. I think they said a tablespoon per glass. So the smaller one. Or wait, so that would be a teaspoon. The tablespoon is the bigger one. So maybe it said tablespoon. Hell, I don't know. But anyway, I just give it a little squirt, and it's all right, but it's not really. And I've tried cranberry juice. I've tried apple juice. So mostly it's club soda with just like an apple or cranberry flavor to it. Like I said, just a little boop. Probably like 2 shot glasses worth of whatever you want to add to it. It's nice. I like it. I also tried adding. I bought some sweet cream, Irish cream, and French vanilla cream. For coffee. And again, same thing. Only don't add that much. Just add a little dash. Oh, and maybe I'm probably saying that wrong. It's not 2 shots worth of the cranberry or apple. It's probably only a shot at most, maybe half a shot. Because, like I said, what you're doing is mostly I'm wanting to keep the drink healthy, but get more creative with making my own stuff. You know what I mean? Because I like all the different flavors of, flavored seltzer. They have lemon lime, coconut, and that's all fine and good. But, I kind of want to make my own shit too. You know what I mean? but I don't want to, like I said, that stuff is actually the seltzer water. As near as I can tell, I tried looking it up on the internet and stuff. Apparently, it's like okay. Like I don't know what the process is of infusing the bubbles. I should Google that. But I'm wanting, because when I listen to YouTube videos or watch TV, I like to have a beverage, right? I like pop, but it's unfortunately really, really bad for you. It's a diuretic, and it actually makes you more thirsty. Your thirst isn't satiated. You drink a glass of, club soda with just a little pour on the top, or just regular club soda. Something about them bubbles, just makes it whatever. But yeah, that's pretty neat. So I tried adding, cream to the club soda, the different kinds. It's all right. I did try I made me a egg cream. It's all right. It's nothing to flip over. Just every now and then, if you're in the mood. I tried adding the cream to Dr. Pepper, Sprite, and root beer. Again, just a little dash on the top. And it's heavier because it's cream, so it kind of swirls down to the bottom. And then you don't even have to stir it, just give it a couple, swirls with your hand, It mixes pretty good, you know what I mean? But, yeah, that's all right. I tried seltzer water, cranberry juice, and cream. That did not work. The cream curdled. It must have something to do with the juice, the acidity or whatever in it. Yeah, I'm just sort of experimenting. I should buy me a book, fancy drinks you can make. I prefer a book. That way you can, put a bookmark on it, fold the page, whatever, and you can just go back to it. Write your own, book, your own cookbook of your favorites, That's a good idea. I watched The Equalizer with Denzel Washington the other day. And he made that it looked like, milk and blueberries or whatever in the blender, his morning drink. I'll have to try that. And be careful with the creamer because that's heavy duty shit, you know what I mean? So a lot of calories and stuff in there. That's meant to be used sparingly. You want to eat a bowl of Frosted Flakes, with French vanilla creamer. Knock yourself out, but you might not want to make a habit of that. Or at least use half and half. Because this just says creamer. I'm not sure if it's half and half. It seems pretty thick, and pretty rich and dense, so. Anyway, and of course you can, get me a cookbook for making, baked goods, and there's it's Lucerne is the brand of Italian sweet cream, whatever Italian sweet cream is. It's got a little picture of this little tube-filled thing that looks so yummy and delicious. Farkles, you'll have to make that happen for me. And then the Irish cream is also Lucerne, and the French vanilla is Coffee Mate. But what is just what it is, But yeah, I'm kind of experimenting with making new drinks, It's kind of a new thing. I bought a Brita water filter pitcher just out of curiosity. Now I'm going to skip the details on, frequency of testing your water for stuff and, adding additives 6 months to a year. Same thing with radon every 6 months to a year. How do you want to deal with that? There's things that you need to just check periodically as a homeowner. But I don't have a filter yet on my water. Now it's well water. It doesn't come from the city, so it doesn't have any chemicals in it. But, just because it comes from the ground doesn't mean it's this pure, delicious water. It could taste like shit. My water kind of has this plasticky taste to it. Now, I'm not sure if that's because, pipes these days are made out of plastic instead of copper, and or a combination of the pressure tank you know, that it feeds into, you know, from the electric pump that pumps it up out of the well, then pumps to the pressure tank. Um, you know, electricity keeps pressure in there like a big super soaker, and that way it comes out of your spout, you know, under pressure. But it's got like a rubber lining in it, you know, and it's just the way it is, you know. But so it does not taste good at all, you know. My water just out of the faucet, you know. Tap water from the city tastes better, you know, like the water at my sister's house tastes much better than mine. Her water comes from the city, mine comes from underneath me, about 1,000 feet down, the aquifer. So I bought me one of them things, and it works great. It tastes just absolutely pure, you know. Like even if you buy water in a jug, it still kind of has that plasticky taste. And again, I'm going to skip the details on how plastics can seep into the water. Tupperware, you know, you wash them over time, that breaks them down. It's just something that you just sort of have to be mindful of. You know, what are you going to do? Use glass, you know, containers everywhere you go? That's kind of impractical, you know. Sometimes you got to. I mean, the water jugs that I used to take to work are glass, and I coated them in duct tape, you know, to kind of give them a little buffer. If they clank against each other, it would, in theory, keep them from cracking. And I was always going to make, you know, I have a juicer, you know, put my daily amount of, you know, stuff in there. Maybe a couple granules, you know, of sea salt for the electrolytes. And you can also get that with your fruits and vegetables and food and whatnot, you know, your beef and chicken, they got electrolytes in them. That's important. You need that. That's a big part of the human body, you know, is, well, basically, as far as I understand it, electrolytes help your body be conducive, you know, and do things, you know. So, but, and I was going to make, you know, like this tasty thing, you know, and one of them I would make, you know, would just be pure water. One of them would be club soda, and then the other ones would be kind of like my amateur, half-hearted, you know, version of Gatorade. Because Gatorade, I mean, it's got the sugar and shit in it. You know, it's basically if it, you know, unfortunately there's no cheats. You know, like even that vitamin water, you know, dude, it's loaded with sugar, you know. So, and as far as your vitamins and minerals and stuff, I mean, obviously I get a lot of that with my well water, but you know, I take my supplements and whatnot, and you know, I'm a believer in them. You know, doctors can say what they want and say what they will, and I do things my way. You know, so you know, I'm not taking 100 pills a day. I'm only taking 50, and you know, I might take them every other. You know, because there's a lot of supplements and there's a lot of pills. You know, like beetroot pills. You know, it says you're supposed to take like 3 a day. Same thing with the ginger. You know, and all that. Then there's your multivitamin. If they're not the capsules, but the actual hard ones, I used to crush them up, but that was kind of a pain in the ass. So what I do is I just cut them in half. So at least I've got those extra sides exposed in my stomach. Plus, keep in mind that that might be the way that they were designed, as a slow release in your stomach instead of if you grind it into a powder thinking your body's going to absorb it more. You know, I mean, I guess, you know, hey, you know, your body absorbs it fast or absorbs it slow as long as it's absorbing it, right? But you do want to be mindful of that, you know, is, you know, if you take a solid pill, you know, it's just like Mr. Longhead has said, you know, are you, you know, just ending up paying expensive pee, you know, or, you know, poo-poo with a, you know, 10% of an undissolved pill that's still left in it or whatever. But so that's how I do it. You know, you find how you want to do things, you know. Yeah, that's like, I want to like mitigate stuff, you know what I mean? So that's just how I roll. The fiber, I don't take the maximum amount. I take 5 pills at a pop 3 times a day. And I think the maximum you're allowed is 5 pills at a pop 4 times. But That's enough. They work good. Just overall health, you know. Anyway, just mix things up, bring things together, you know. You need to get your protein from this source and a little bit more protein from that source. And not only is it more, you know, better, flavorful, and, you know, whatnot to eat, but, you know, humans are kind of, as near as I can tell, are designed to kind of eat all kinds of shit. You know, fruits, vegetables, nuts. But again, you know, nuts are good, but you got to, you know, you're only allowed like a quarter cup, and you want to chew the shit out of them because there's this thing in your gut, your large intestine, that was like made for seeds, I guess, but now we don't eat much seeds, so it's kind of atrophied, but seeds can sometimes get in there and it can cause a problem. So, like if you want to add some almonds to your oatmeal, just get you one of them stone bowls with a stone grinder, turn them into a fucking powder. But make sure it's a good powder, like an actual powder, not just chunks. Dump that shit in there, you're good to go. Unless you like to, you know, crunch them down or whatever. You know, and I like, you know, mix food together, you know, like your mornings, you know, smoothie or whatever, you know. That would be a good opportunity to maybe throw in, you know, some other shit that's healthy for you but you don't like. So not enough to ruin the flavor of, like, you know, that movie, The Equalizer. You know, but if like you really can't stand broccoli, you know, maybe experiment, you know, with doing a food processor and, you know, grinding up a you know, quarter cup of broccoli and putting it in there. Now you might think that sounds disgusting, not to mention it would fuck up the texture. Well, in that case, the blueberries are still going to have the pulp. I don't know if that was some sort of milk or whatever. Just try it. You know, like breakfast health smoothies. Sometimes they can be a little funky, you know what I mean? They can be a little thick, you know? Because that's like the whole idea, is to have a nice, you know, nutrient rich beverage in the morning. You've got those nutrients in you that are being processed early in the day, so you're going about your day. You know, what you eat, when you eat it, how much you eat, you know, this all matters. I've said it before, I'll say it again, you know, if it's important to me, I'll remember it, like, for the rest of my life. You know, so this health shit, you know, it's like I said, use doctors, you know, for their expertise and the equipment that they provide, but you got to be your own advocate. You know, everybody's got the same template roughly, but we're all also a little bit different. And you got to make it work for you. Like, realistically, what's something that you can stick with? I know a lot of my bitches are like, excuse me, Big Daddy Papa Bear. Anyway, leave a comment below. Bundle baby, you make me so fucking horny. That you just do everything about you, you know. Like, even that your latest picture, you know, with your leg, how it's kind of like, kind of up, you know, there like that, you know. Yeah. What about? Don't move! Don't move! What are you doing? I'm gonna whip my dick out and slide it between your thighs. Anyway, oh, that reminds me. Little Miss Satan. Look at them little itty bitty titties that she's squeezing together, trying to make look like medium-sized titties. Hey, fucko, you would comment below, you worthless moron. I own you. You are my property, whether I want you or not. You might as well make yourself useful. You know what happens if fucko squeezes her titties together? Ooh, shit. So, you should check out that folder that I made. There's a couple cartoons where they're kind of dancing. Now, I've got some, you know, short videos as well as like stills, you know, that I use, you know, for the theme, you know, where tits are kind of cocked sideways or whatever. And I size them up. I haven't made any collages like that, but I'll just use it in the theme, you know. But yeah, you know, the 2-minute strip tease or whatever that you use, you know, really incorporate that shit, you know, butt cleavage, bounce and jiggle, you know, titties, kind of raise your arms up and kind of get them like a gentle, just, you know, boom, you know, not like crazy, you know, windmill helicopter style or anything, but you know, and kind of bring this one up and then this one and just get him moving, you know, like, fuck, ah. And you got the tits for him, you know, just a nice, gentle, you know, do your thing, girl, you know. Then polish it till it glows in the dark. So, you know what I like? You know, hold them, squeeze them together, have your arm, you know, underneath, take the one hand, you know, rub the head of my dick on this nipple, then that nipple, and let it go, then, you know, flap, squeeze them, you know, so. Hey, Bobs, how you doing? Speaking of tits, you two chickens pretty much have the same tits. Girl, you are looking old. Aren't you only like 24 or 25? You look like you're like 29. You really do. Let's just scratch that itch. I know it's killing you that you're having this mental affair because Milo's your boy. Oh, I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him. Yet when you drift off to sleep, you know, in his arms, you're wishing you were drifting off to sleep in my arms. So let's just scratch that itch and you can move on. You know? Let's just fuck it all up, you know what I mean? Hell, maybe it'll make it worse. So, I don't care, not my problem. But, yeah. Maybe it's you know, this whole conflict thing, you know, with the people and the whatnot, you know, maybe that's got y'all all shook up, you know. Because you have matured, you know, and you kind of look, it's like you've aged 5 years in the last 1 year. You know, you're no longer that, hi guys, puppies, baby ducks, sprinkles. You know, and I like that, but I like a more mature look. But Bundle Baby, you sure like them baby goats, don't you? I know you had them back when you were living in California. You had like 2 or 3 just on the couch, just there chilling. You were eating your hair and shit. Then you carried that one up a mountainside or whatever. You like them baby goats, don't you? Probably because you're you, so they're like cute and stuff. Especially, well, cute when they're small anyway, but they still have those like fucked up demonic eyes and, well, you know, horns and shit. So they got the little goatee, you know. Bah, you know. They can be cantankerous, you know, attitude little motherfuckers, you know. So that seems like an animal that you would like be drawn to, you know. So anyway, yeah. Oh, so yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, the thing. You got to keep it topped off because it only processes water. So it processes it slow too. So anyway, feel free to use that information, you know, about the bubbly and making your own drinks and smoothies and whatnot. You know, life's too short not to be healthy and in love.